we are now like 2 weeks, a week away from me leaving to go on this trip, and I need to get these electrics done. So we today are going to be doing some electrical work, along with installing 2 fire extinguishers, because whenever you do electrical work, you open up yourself to more risk of fire. So we're going to have 2 fire extinguishers in the car as well, one in the back, one in the front. What we're going to be doing is effectively making 2 new looms. So one's going to be for all the wiring in the back, the inverters, the camp lights, stuff like that. And then one's going to be for all the wiring that's going to go into the front. So I'm going to make 2 separate looms for all of this. I've also got to mount a couple of extra things as well. We've got to make the battery tray and the finish off the drawer system that's in the back here. So we can now, you know, have all our batteries, our inverter, and mount everything properly into this area. So what I'm thinking, I reckon we start at the front and work our way back. So we're going to be mounting some spotlights up the top here with a bracket that we've made up. That's all hunky-dory, easy done. I'm going to be drilling a hole into the roof there to get the wiring from the spotlights down into, you know, the cabin so we can control it. That's fine. But on the awning on the other side over here, there's going to be some integrated lights, integrated lighting for camping. I've got 2 options: drill another hole or run it through the same hole. But that does mean, because the control for those lights are going to be at the back, it does mean I'm doubling back a little bit. But that's not the end of the world. Ideally, less holes in the roof the better. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and fit it all through one hole. But that also depends on how much wiring we've got for the spotlights, because when we come over here, there is actually 5 spotlights that are all going to be wired together. So I might get these wired and figure out how fat the loom is. And if the loom's too fat to where we're going to have issues hiding the hole and covering it and protecting it from the elements, then we might have to drill 2 holes. We'll see how we go. Right, I reckon that's what we're going to do. Let's cut it. First of many cuts that I may regret. Let's hope not. Can we do it Oh, there we go. Chair. How good is that? Oh, they're in red. Right, we've encountered our first little drama. The light I was going to use, I don't think are going to work. This is for camping along the awning. I think the best thing to do now, because I've now tried 2 different sets of lights and neither have worked properly, I think now it's a matter of we're going to drill 2 holes. So we won't do any camp lights this time. We'll leave facilities for it, so we'll make sure there's a spare switch and everything like that in the back here, but we won't put anything in. And when it comes to the time where we do want to put stuff in, we'll drill in a new hole towards the back of the car and run the wiring that way. That then means the wiring here for the spotlights is done, as in, like, I can feed it into the car and we can figure it out from there. So I could effectively mount this now and drill the hole, but I won't. I think the next port of call is to figure out where we're going to put a distribution center for power. And I've got a solution, but we're going to be tight on space. So I think the plan now is figure out a layout for a fuse box and figure out what we're going to have here. So it's going to be like the UHF spotlight, reverse lights, and that's about it. We'll obviously leave spare switches in case I add any other additional parts, like maybe compressor and stuff like that. But what we then need to figure out is layout. I think that's it. UHF. What I should do is write this in. Have reverse lights. That should be reasonably straightforward to all wire up. I want to make the mount for where everything's going to mount to, the switches and everything. I want to make that, figure out a layout on how I'm going to put everything in there. Because I've been working hard figuring this out. But we have done it. It's not pretty, but we have fit everything we need into the glove box. It's going to be a squeeze with all the wires in there, but we have fit everything and we have got room for expansion. I'm going to finish buttoning this up, then let's do all the wires and then we'll label everything. I like it. Surface. Otherwise I will regret life in the near future. Alright. So we need to pull all of that through. Golly. Alright. Ha 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 ha. Heck yeah. Not ideal conditions for doing some wiring, but we'll make do. Oh yes. How good. It is so bright. This also took me way longer than it should have. Let's walk you through it. So we have done it. We have finally done it. It has taken literal days, but God, it looks superb and it just fits. Look, to be honest, if I was to do it all over again, I wouldn't have done what I've done. I would change, so I've forced everything, all the electrical components, bus bars, fuse box, switches, relays, all of that is in the glove box. And now the glove box doesn't open and close as easy as it once was because there's so much wiring out the back of it for it to move around, so it doesn't really fit. It works, but it's not the prettiest. And I do wonder how much that is going to cause issues in the future. Like, is it going to start, it shouldn't pull on any cables, but it might start rubbing or something like that. So I'm interested to see how that goes. And I've still got a bit of tidying up to go on there anyway, just to, you know, clean it up a little bit, but it works and I'm happy with that it works and everything's accessible. That being said, what have we done? So roof console's installed. CB radio, UHF, has been installed. We've also got the reversing lights and most importantly, the spotlights, which I'm super chuffed about. That bracket still probably needs some reinforcements. We'll see how it goes, see how much it wobbles around as I'm driving along and everything. I reckon it's gonna be a bit, so I might have to mount it a third point to the roof rack. But for now, it all works. Everything's fused, everything's super safe. It's good, it is good. But that now means we can move our attention on to the back of the car. Now I'm still waiting for the batteries and the inverter and the BCBC's charger. But hopefully I should be able to wire everything, like pre-wind the wires, set up the switch panel, and then also build the box on top of this that's going to encase all of it. Oh, look how easy this is going to be, right? Let's figure out a plan. I think we figured it out. Oh, I'm a little bit too tight. Half centimetre or so. Let's do some settling. So I think we're going to be changing the plan. I didn't tell her to hop in the car. So I think we're going to be changing the plan yet again. So originally, I was going to put a control panel with all the switches and everything up here. I'll be honest with you though, there's plenty of room in here, far more than we had in the glove box for it. But I wasn't too sure, one, how I was going to get it from here into the roof of the car. I bought grommets and stuff specifically for it, like the same ones that are used at the moment in there. But with how much wiring I'm going to be putting through it, it's going to be really stiff, and I think I'm going to have issues with it, given how many issues I've had with the glove box. Like, there's not many other places I can put it. Like, I suppose I can move the table over and put it over there or something like that. But I had the idea of this. So this cutout section up here, it was just a free space. I was just going to put, I don't know, maybe some chopping boards or something there. I don't know. I had no plans for it, right? It was just going to be a free void. I'm thinking we put the switch panel there. Now, I'll be honest with you. It's going to stick out more than I'd like. It's not going to be as flush and as nice as I was anticipating with it, having it up here. But it's easily accessible. It reduces a significant amount. Like, that's taking away, running wiring from over there back to there and then down in maybe 1.5 meters of wiring. The only problem I foresee with it is, as I predicted when I first made this sheet here is starting to bow with all the weight that's on it, and it's got a little bit of a curve that way. And now because of that, this looks like it's curving the other way. Now it probably is a little bit because of how tightly snug I've got it in there. Like right now it is in there and I haven't even screwed it down. But that means from here to here drops about, I think it's across that distance, it was like 2 millimeters or something like that, which isn't noticeable when nothing's there, but when I put something in here, it will be noticeable. So that kind of sucks. It would be cool up here, but we run into issues of where we're going to mount the fuse box. You know, what's the wiring going to look like getting into there? I like it. I like it a lot. Let's do it. Now I get the pleasure of more wiring. Sweet. Originally I was going to put one up here in the front, down the bottom here, but there's nowhere to mount it. Like, it gets in the way of the seat, or it gets in the way of, like, you can't undo the clip, which kind of sucks because I wanted one up here in the front, but it doesn't look like I'm getting one up here. Not unless I mount it to like the roof or something, which I suppose I could do, but then you run into the risk of hitting it with your head. So what I might do with this one is just stick it in the back, right here, take it out of its little bracket. So we've still got one in the front. It's just perhaps not as accessible as the counterparts were. But I'll show you what we're gonna do with the one on the back. This one's gonna be the best in terms of being hidden away properly. So this is just that box bracket that's in the back left corner. And we're gonna mount fire extinguisher, bam, like that. Easy. It's gonna be great. Ah, loves it. Really like to find a home for that second one, but I got no idea where to put it. Anyway, that's that. Apparently I'm on the nullarbor. And I have been for the past 2 weeks. I'm not. I'm still waiting on my batteries and my charger and my inverter. So what happened is I got confirmation that these things have been delivered, and then not only are they not here, but the photo they sent me for proof of confirmation of delivery, I have no idea where that is. It's just some random person's address. I've never seen this before. And I've sent them an email, right, the transport company an email, I'll be like, what's the go here? And they're like, oh, we're getting on it, we're getting on it, we're getting on it. They've been getting on it for a while now. Which is fine. Not really, kind of sucks. So all this rushing, all this stuff, trying to get stuff done in time, ultimately didn't end up mattering, which sucks because now that everything that I've been planning is now out the window. It just doesn't make any sense, doesn't work. Car's great though. Glove box is working better now. Got the spotlights, I need to angle them. I didn't set them up properly, they're aiming too far down, but they're great. Verse lights, I've used them so many times, they're fantastic. I love the roof console. I have bashed my head in on it a couple of times when walking in or hopping into the car, but that's beside the point. It's just an adjustment I need to make. But yeah, kind of sucks. Not to mention too, and I knew this was going to be a problem, but I've lost storage space for my groceries. So now I've got nowhere to put my groceries. So satisfying. Sweet. Just see, there's a cow patty right by where your leg is. Look like Bane. What are you doing? I was expecting it to piss up more. That didn't go according to plan at all. Let's try another one where I just sit down as well.